So you guys, a lot of people don't understand when somebody has a very systematic morning process and why they have it. Let me show everyone who likes to make fun of people like the Saratoga water guy why you're all so fucking stupid, okay? You guys fall victim to a low frequency state of desire very often. A lot of the guys making videos about him were fat, stupid, lazy fucks. And you guys all fall victim to this low frequency state of desire. And let me show you why people like that Saratoga water guy and people like me have always had these morning processes, okay? Boredom leads to desire, leads to vices. Every problem you have goes through this loop. So as you're working on yourself during the day, you're in purpose mode. Your purpose in life is to create an individual you admire and then give that person to the world. That's the only thing you're supposed to do with your one life. Create the man you admire and then go gift your findings of life and wisdom and everything to the fucking world. And you guys are so dumb, you don't realize that this is how you stay free from self-sabotage. The self-sabotage that keeps you from truly living your purpose. You guys really think your purpose is all the stupidest shit. You really don't understand that the highest version of you, the 10.0 version, that version of you never thought could really exist. This is the goal. And then teaching people how to get there. So there's low frequency states and high frequency states. We all know that. Once you start to get into the low frequency states, it starts with boredom. You're not in a state of love. You're not in a state of gratitude. You're not in a state of enlightenment because you're not doing anything to love the moment, to be grateful for the moment. Everybody gets bored throughout the day. I do, but I notice it as me declining in frequency, and then I pick myself back up again with a video like this. I was sitting there and I was like, man, I want to go eat something I shouldn't eat. And then I started to think about why humans self-sabotage. And then it popped in my head how all these people who self-sabotage make fun of people who have a rigid daily process that keeps them in purpose-driven mode and keeps them from self-sabotage. They're actually making fun of the process that would save them from all the pain that they know in life. So, when you're off purpose, when you're off you and your purpose, you enter into the sensory world and all its distractions. These distractions are boring. The money, the food, the vices and all the shit, they're boring compared to purpose. When I'm on my purpose, I can sit there on a group Zoom call with my clients for 3 hours and not notice any time went by. When I'm writing something that I love, I don't notice time going by. When I'm training, I don't notice time. During this video, I am not counting the minutes because I'm in flow state. I'm being gifted freedom from time. Time is pain. You're sitting there thinking, like, the second you're watching the clock, you're anticipating moments that are going to be better in the future, and they're not going to be better unless you're working in flow state to create a better future and a better outcome. So, you guys, when you're in a state of boredom, just know, next that's coming is a desire that cannot be quenched, okay? So you're bored. Here comes your desire that cannot be fulfilled. It is a vice, fully. It's going to be porn. It's going to be food. It's going to be sex, it's going to be drugs, it's going to be alcohol, it's going to be useless entertainment. It is not going to fulfill you at all. So that boredom leads to desire, and it's useless desires that will not fulfill you, which are vices. So if you want to not fall victim to this low frequency state and this cycle of self-sabotage, you need to be working in purpose-driven mode all the time. And that's why these people who have rigid daily processes are smart, because they've noticed that. They filled all gaps. They're like, okay, I got to go to bed at 9 o'clock so that I'm up at 2:45. okay? I don't set a bedtime because I get to work with people all night. So I can stay up all night working with people and I'm in flow state. I may be a little more tired the next morning, but then I circumvent that by believing my mind overrides any physical hindrance. So, but beside the point, that's me. So you set a time. I got to go to bed at 9 so that I'm up at 2:45. You know what that stops? If you make yourself get up at 2:45 because you got to go to bed early, you don't go out and drink. You ain't out looking for something that's not there. You miss 90% of the vices that screw over people's lives. And you wake up every day refreshed and proud of yourself you didn't crack. Now, the only vice that stays predominant at home usually once you've dropped the drugs and alcohol is the food in the cupboards. And the way we skip that is to just exercise a lot of strong self-talk, knowing that if you're hungry, that's what fat loss feels like. When you're hungry, that's what fat loss feels like. But getting off topic. Boredom leads to desire, leads to vices. You guys, you need to have your day set through and through. If you need help with something like that, hit up someone like me who can set up your process. But it's not going to be, you're not going to need to be told all of it. You're going to need to be told, you need an early wake-up time. You need to read something positive whenever your mind is drifting, because that's work on self, which is purpose mode. You need to train so that you elevate your frequency. Action alleviates anxiety. You need to eat good so that you have to eat macro-based diet, because any overconsumption is disrespectful to the universe. There's people starving everywhere, and you're over-consuming shit that actually causes regret. The overconsumption of food causes regret more than anything. Regret is God telling you to stop. Stop, okay? I do it all the time. Trust me, I know what it feels like. The only thing I fuck up with is food, and I overeat a lot, okay? But the thing is I know exactly when I'm doing this and why I'm doing it. And then it's good to even partake in something like that so that you know that it's so beneficial to be in that low frequency state and hit your macros perfect. Even give me a week, you guys. Give me 1 week of perfect macros, a perfect wake up time, and working out every day. And then every time your mind's drifting into a negative narrative, opening a book and just staying in purpose driven mode all day. Just give me 1 week. I guarantee we can get rid of your the drugs you want to take, the alcohol you drink, the porn obsession. I guarantee I can get rid of all of it. But yes, you're going to be tired. It's going to be tedious until you hit that next shelf. Then we're going to have to do more. That's why over time, you'll become more and more of a motherfucking machine. And then when you've really given your life to this and you start teaching others, you will be an advocate of a message from above. When you've opened up and become an antenna and you're perfectly aligned, you will be an advocate of a godly message that supersedes all these fat preachers, these losers who don't know alignment, and these people who are still victims of their vices that are massively controlling them. They're too weak to teach this message, okay? Their aura is not strong enough. Nobody's like, yeah, when my preacher walked in, I just fully felt him. No. When he started speaking the word of God, you felt the word of God, but you didn't feel him. He hasn't been blessed with that power. There's very few people who've made it to that level. Very fucking few. They're usually celebrities or people who have done something big in some form or fashion in a sports career or something big in the public eye because they've changed so many lives. Every life changed. So when you change someone's life, they send a message above to God. He sends that power back down to you. You become empowered by every person around the world that thinks about you all day long. This is the fucking constant recharge that someone who lives in a purpose-driven mode and climbs the ladder of purpose will live, okay? You guys, there's a reason. You're at the bottom if you still haven't built you. You're a pussy if you still haven't done the first thing, which is build you. The phase of self-actualization is the first phase. It takes a long time. You're very far behind. If you haven't started working on you yet, you need to get to work. That's the first phase, self-actualization. Then you elevate to the next phase of self-transcendence, where you become the teacher, where it's no longer about you, where you live for the world and teach the world. I love you guys. Let's do this shit. You're ready. You have no other choice. Moving forward, once you've heard shit like this is painful in your fucking stupid-ass, dumbass, vice-riddled life that you're living, moving forward in that life is going to be too painful. You've been awakened, okay? You're gonna know now that you're fucking up. You have two choices. Hate me, call me a piece of shit, make fun of the guy putting his face in a bucket of ice water because you wish you had the fucking discipline he had. You fucking pussies. Get the fuck off people's backs that are doing better. When you see a man doing better, you congratulate him because you don't want the other side of that man to come out. That man's intense. I'm an intense motherfucker. You fucking pussy, puppy, fucking little bitches need to just realize and be honest and say, damn, I couldn't do that. If I did, I'd be better. That's all I want for you. I don't even care how you feel about me. I want you to be better so you can leave everybody, including your families, the fuck alone with your embarrassing ass existence, okay? Let's do this shit. Let's go!